Hello and welcome to Verdict 2017. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor with you, and in the next 30 minutes I shall be getting you news and developing stories from the 5 poll-bound states. Of course, there's a big focus on Uttar Pradesh, where an announcement on the Congress Samajwadi Party tie-up is on the cards anytime. Reports say the talks are on finalizing the seat sharing. Well, all the details on that and much more in this bulletin. Let's start with the headlines. Last year filing nominations in Punjab and Goa. Two states go to polls on 4th of February. Amrinder Singh to file nominations from Lambi, Navjot Singh Sidhu from Amritsar East. Chief Election Commissioner to review poll preparation in Uttarakhand. Single-phase polling for 70 assembly seats on 15th of February. Formal announcement on an SP Congress alliance in Uttar Pradesh likely. Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav also expected to release candidate list today. And Congress not going for any pre-poll alliance in Goa. Setback for BJP as Shiv Sena announces alliance with rebel party Goa Suraksha Manch. Well, first up, news from Uttar Pradesh, where Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav is likely to release the party manifesto for the upcoming elections in the state. Besides, he will also release the list of candidates. Well, an announcement over the SP Congress alliance ahead of the polls is also expected. On Tuesday, Akhilesh Yadav and Congress in charge of Uttar Pradesh, Ghulam Nabi Azad, confirmed that the alliance is indeed in the offing. Well, the declaration came a day after the Election Commission granted the cycle symbol to the Akhilesh-led Samajwadi Party faction. Meanwhile, in a related development, Samajwadi Party's Ram Gopal Yadav filed a caveat in the Supreme Court, asking it not to pass any order on the matter of the party symbol without hearing Akhilesh Yadav's group in case the rival SP factions files a plea challenging the Election Commission's order granting it the cycle symbol.
A day after he was acknowledged as the true claimant of the Samajwadi Party's bicycle symbol, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav announced that an alliance with the Congress will be formalized soon. He also clarified that he'll take Samajwadi Party patriarch Mulayam Singh Yadav along in every decision of the party. Late on Monday night, Akhilesh met his father and tweeted 3 pictures of them together with the message, "Cycle chalti jayegi, aage badhti jayegi." Meanwhile, ending all speculation, Congress leader Ghulam Nabi Azad confirmed that his party will fight the Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections under the leadership of Akhilesh Yadav.
At the moment, at this point of time, I am just confirming that the alliance between Samajwadi Party under the leadership of Mr. Akhilesh Singh and Congress Party is going to be there.
With Western UP going to polls in the first 2 phases on February 11th and 15th, both parties will now have to race against time to finalize seat-sharing arrangements. Mulayam Singh Yadav is also believed to have given Akhilesh a list of 38 candidates that excludes his younger brother, Shivpal Singh. Kriti Mishra, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, let's listen in into some more political reactions on the imminent SP Congress alliance in Uttar Pradesh.
CM candidate, naturally, if two parties have come together and they both had different CM candidates, you can't have two candidates as CM. So I would like to gracefully withdraw from it. The biggest beneficiary will be UP itself, because we would be in a position to defeat communal forces, and I don't think the people by and large of Uttar Pradesh wants communal forces to be there.
गठबंधन हो के ना हो, भारतीय जनता पार्टी बाकी दलों से कहीं आगे है। विकास के एजेंडा को लेकर के, भारत की प्रभुसत्ता को लेकर के, उत्तर प्रदेश को भ्रष्टाचार से मुक्त कराने के एजेंडा को लेकर के भारतीय जनता पार्टी ही बाकी दलों की अपेक्षा लोगों को वो सब इस समय उपलब्ध करवा सकती है।
कांग्रेस और समाजवादी मिल गए, कोई बड़ा न्यूज है क्या? नया न्यूज है क्या? स्वाभाविक है, इट्स ए नेचुरल अलायंस ऑफ द पीपल हु आर रिजेक्टेड एंड डिजेक्टेड एंड वी मेड ए न्यू कॉम्बिनेशन।
और वेंकैया नायडू ने कहा है कि कांग्रेस और समाजवादी पार्टी का अलायंस है वो रिजेक्टेड लोगों का अलायंस होगा, अगर होगा तो।
ये वेंकैया की मानसिकता है, उनकी दूसरे की बात हम क्या करें।
आई थिंक बोथ आर politically bankrupt parties. They have cheated the people of the country. Congress is responsible for all the corruption of this country.
And my colleague Panchanan Mishra is now joining us live from Lucknow. Panchanan, now with the grand alliance really against the BJP in the UP now imminent, what details really are emerging on this possible alliance? Has an agreement finally been reached on the likely seat sharing? And when is the announcement likely today?
Yeah, Shaurya, the talks on seat sharing is still going on. We are present at outside of residence of Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Akhilesh Yadav, and the meeting of SP leaders, including Ram Gopal Yadav, Naresh Agrawal, and himself, Chief Minister, is going on inside their official residence. And yesterday night, we also see in the series of meetings between SP leaders and Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav. So the cards are saying that the alliance is imminent and alliance is going to happen, but officially it's going to be announced few hours later in an official press conference. But there are certain issues with the alliance partner like Congress, RLD and the Samajwadi Party, and also this NCP has confirmed to come in alliance. So there is going to be alliance, but officially it will be announced in a press conference. And also the main tussle, the small tussle you can say here is with the candidates of Mulayam Singh Yadav. We learned that in 38 names, there are 13 names in which there may be some controversy between both factions. So that seat adjustments process is going on, and we may see very soon the official announcement of this alliance in Lucknow, in UP.
Right. Panchanan, you just mentioned about the SP's own list of candidates, and you mentioned about the 38 names that Mulayam Singh Yadav had given to Akhilesh, which he wanted to be included. And interestingly, the name of Shivpal Yadav is apparently not in that list. So what is going on? What is Mulayam Singh's, in fact, what is it trying to do?
There were two warring factions, but Election Commission's verdict made it clear that Akhilesh Yadav is now the whole soul in charge of Samajwadi Party. He is the president. Now he will decide everything. But in elections, Mulayam Singh Yadav is not looking in a mood to contest against Akhilesh Yadav. So that he has his own personal list of 38 peoples, 38 candidates, and the adjustment for these 38 peoples, 38 candidates is taking a process that is taking too long. And also the alliance with Congress is also an issue because the seats like Amethi and Raebareli, which has total 5 and 5, including 10 candidates from Amethi and Raebareli. Congress don't want to give these seats to Samajwadi Party, don't want give to all these seats to Congress, but Congress wants that he should contest in all 10 seats. This is also an issue. So these issues are coming in these meetings, and the series of meetings will decide what shape this alliance took place and how many seats the alliance partner gets.
All right, Panchanan, thank you so much for those details there. So even as the talks between the Samajwadi Party and the Congress are on over the seat sharing, at least we do know that an alliance is imminent at the moment. Of course, this is one big story that we'll keep tracking. Meanwhile, today is the last day for filing of nominations for Punjab and Goa Assembly polls. Now, scrutiny of nominations will begin tomorrow, and the candidates can withdraw their nominations till 21st of January. Now, single-phase voting in both the states will take place on 4th of February. Now, Punjab Congress Chief Amrinder Singh will file his nominations from Lambi today, where he will take on Chief Minister Prakash Singh Badal. Navjot Singh Sidhu will also file nominations from Amritsar East today, while Punjab will witness a multi-cornered contest on all the 117 assembly seats with Congress, Shiromani Akali Dal, BJP combined and AAP in the fray. 40 seats Goan Assembly will now also see in fact a three-pronged fight with the ruling BJP, opposition Congress and the new entrant AAP pitted against each other. And for more on this, let's go across to my colleague Vishal Daya, who is joining us from Gurdaspur. It is the last day of a filing nomination in Punjab, and you are following, of course, the campaign trail of the Badals. Now, Vishal, with the Captain Amrinder Singh as his rival, Lambi is going to be no cakewalk really for the Punjab Chief Minister. His bete-noir Amrinder Singh also will arrive in Lambi for filing his nomination. What is the mood that really you are witnessing in the Badal camp?
Well, yes, it is indeed. The fight in Lambi is indeed coming up as the big fight in these elections. And not only Lambi, which is Captain Amrinder Singh versus Prakash Singh Badal, but also Jalalabad, from where the Deputy Chief Minister Sukhbir Singh Badal will be taken on by the Congress's Ravneet Bittu. And the Aam Aadmi Party also has two of its important leaders in both these seats. Specifically in Jalalabad, they have Bhagwant Mann, and in Lambi they have Jarnail Singh. So obviously these two seats are going to be at the center of attraction in this particular election. As far as Badal's camp is concerned, well, they have been on the roads trying to go ahead and ensure both the father and son duo ensure that the Shiromani Akali Dal BJP combined comes back to power for the third consecutive term. They have been in power for 10 long years. But they're finding it difficult this time because usually there is a bipolar contest in Punjab, but this time around it is a triangular contest, which is with the emergence of Aam Aadmi Party, and it is not going to be an easy task for the Badals. It seems they are aware of that. That's why Prakash Singh Badal, who is known to just campaign in his constituency for a few days and then toured the entire state, went back to Lambi yesterday, perhaps conscious of the fact that it would require a little bit more effort this time around than it has been for the past 10 years and the last two times winning the elections, the assembly elections in the state.
Absolutely. And Vishal, now Navjot Singh Sidhu will also be filing his nomination from the Amritsar East seat. Now, Congress says that his entry into the party is a major boost, but there are also being questions asked as to his late arrival really on the poll scene, and everybody is wondering if he would really be able to move beyond his own constituency with the election just a few days away now.
Well, yes, that's some sort of hindrance for the Congress party. In fact, the Congress strategists believe that if the entry of Navjot Singh Sidhu could have been formalized around 2 weeks earlier, then it might have been more useful for the party in terms of his being able to campaign throughout the state. But then that's what the Sidhu camp says, that today he will file the nomination in Amritsar. Tomorrow he will have a roadshow in Amritsar East. That's the constituency from which he's contesting elections and which is right now being held by his wife, Navjot Kaur. And from there onwards, he would campaign for Congress parties, other candidates throughout the state. But then, yes, it is indeed, the time factor is indeed something which might act as an hindrance both for Sidhu and for the Congress party in utilizing his services.
Absolutely. So it is going to be a very interesting contest in Punjab this time, which votes on 4th of February for 117 seats. Thank you so much, Vishal, for all those updates there. Meanwhile, Congress Chief of the State, Amrinder Singh, filed his nomination from Patiala seat on Tuesday and said this will be his last election. Now, Navjot Singh Sidhu kick-started his campaign for the Congress party from Amritsar as well. Let's take a look.
The battle for Punjab will include a high-stakes tussle for the Lambi constituency, where the Congress party chief is putting himself up against Chief Minister Prakash Singh Badal. Captain Amrinder Singh is calling it his last election and says he is confident of beating Badal on his home turf.
मैं इथों सियासी जीवन अपना शुरू किया सी और इथों ही खत्म करूंगा. मेरी लास्ट इलेक्शन है. उत्थे मैं उहदे बंदा बनाना उन्होंने. बस इन्ना फर्क है. वो जेड़ा बंदे ने लुट लिया पंजाब, जेड़े बंदे ने तबाह करता पंजाब, उन्हां नूं सबक सिखाना पਊ.
The former Punjab Chief Minister is also fighting from the Patiala constituency, where he is up against the former Army Chief, General J.J. Singh, who is contesting on a Shiromani Akali Dal ticket. Asked about who is the chief ministerial face of his party, Amrinder Singh says the Congress president will decide the issue.
Sir, ਤੁਸੀਂ CM candidate ਹੈਗੇ ਮਤਲਬ as a
I don't know. That is Congress president का decision. I am actually sometimes very surprised. We have had Field Marshal Karyappa, we have had General Shari Nagesh as our chiefs, we have had General Timaya as our chief, Field Marshal Manekshaw, फिर आगे JJ Singh थे. कित्थे जा रही है फौज साडी, कित्थे जा रहा है मुल्क?
I grew up here. My roots are here. My ancestors came here. My maternal parents' house is still here, which is my permanent residence, as I've given in my books. And therefore, he says, I have nothing to do with this place. I think he doesn't know anything of Patiala himself, being How long has he spent? He studied in Doon School and other schools outside. He did not stay in Patiala. He also has stayed more outside in Delhi and other places, Dubai, London and other places than here. So he has no right to say that I don't know much about Patiala.
New Congress entrant Navjot Singh Sidhu also kick-started his campaign with a roadshow in Amritsar. The former BJP MP once again attacked the ruling party and the Badal family.
ਪੀਰਾਂ ਦੀ ਇਸ ਪਵਿੱਤਰ ਧਰਤੀ ਤੇ ਸੱਚ ਹੱਕ ਤੇ ਧਰਮ ਦੀ ਸਥਾਪਨਾ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ, ਦੁਸ਼ਟਾਂ ਦਾ ਵਿਨਾਸ਼ ਕਰਨਾ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਗਲਾਵਾਂ ਫੜ ਕੇ ਝੰਜੋੜ ਕੇ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਸਾਡਾ ਹੱਕ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦਾ ਹੱਕ ਗੱਲ ਲੜਾਈ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੀ ਹੈ, ਜਿਤਾਉਣਾ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਨੂੰ ਹੈ, ਹਰ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਨੂੰ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਪੰਜਾਬੀਅਤ ਨੂੰ ਹੈ, ਆਪਸੀ ਭਾਈਚਾਰੇ ਨੂੰ ਹੈ, ਏਕਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ, ਕਾਂਗਰਸ ਇਕੱਠੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ, ਜੇ ਕਾਂਗਰਸ ਇਕੱਠੀ ਹੋਗੀ ਕਿਸੁੰਨ ਬਣ ਗਈ ਸਮਝ ਲਓ।
Wednesday is the last day for filing nominations in Punjab. The state goes to elections for the 117 assembly seats on February 4th. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And time now to look at the political math in BJP-ruled Goa, where Congress has announced that it will be contesting without any alliance. Now, two-time incumbent BJP also is looking at new partners after two of its main alliance partners defected from the party. Now, the presence of new entry AAP is also being very closely watched. Ending speculations about a possible alliance in Goa, Congress General Secretary Digvijay Singh announced on Tuesday that Congress will not have any pre-poll alliance with any political party, including its natural ally, the NCP.
The NCP becomes very active when the elections come. Where was NCP during the last 4.5 years when Congress was fighting for the people of Goa on different issues?
तर हे चर्चा करत आहो काय आमच्याही ठरलेलं नाही की आम्ही तुमच्या की कोणाबरोबर अलायन्स करणार की नाही. मी म्हटलं ठीक आहे, आमच्याही असं काही नाही. तुम्ही आम्हाला निमंत्रण दिल्यानंतर आम्ही तुमच्याशी बोलत आहोत, पण फक्त आमचे जे व्ह्यू पॉइंट आहे हे आम्ही तुमच्या समोर मांडतोय. बाकी कुठली याच्या पलीकडे एक
Singh said Congress is open for a seat-sharing agreement with viable candidates.
Our whole strategy is to defeat the BJP. Wherever we don't have a viable candidate, we are looking at candidates who can defeat the BJP.
Meanwhile, in what is being seen as a setback to the BJP, the Shiv Sena announced alliance with RSS rebel Subhash Velinkar's Goa Suraksha Manch and the Maharashtravadi Gomantak party. State's Agriculture Minister Ramesh Tawarkar resigned this week from the BJP and is likely to contest elections as a MGP candidate.
आज हम गठबंधन में है MGP के साथ हमारे GSM गोवा सुरक्षा मंच और हम हैं। लोगों को एक अल्टरनेटिव गवर्नमेंट की तलाश है अब, और मुझे लगता है कि हम ये नई सरकार जो है बनाएंगे.
However, the BJP is confident of reclaiming Goa for the third time in a row.
My government has done a lot of welfare schemes, then development. They have started a new airport, Mopa airport is coming. It is creating 40,000 plus jobs. New bridges are coming, Mandavi, Zuhari, Galzana, Taljibag, new bridges are coming. So a lot of work has been started. To finish that, we require another 5 years.
With the changing party combinations and the entry of the Aam Aadmi Party that is being touted as new underdogs, the election contest in Goa could be a nail-biter. Elections for the 40 assembly seats will take place on 4th of February in a single phase. With Ravindra Shuran, Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. In fact, my colleague Ravindra Shurana is joining us live from Panaji. Ravindra, now it is the last day of filing of nomination today, and while BJP so far we know it is going to the polls all on its own, and now Congress party has also ruled out any alliance with any party this time. So that seems to be a huge gamble really for the Congress party, remember, which sunk to its lowest level during the 2012 state polls.
Well, that's true, Aishwarya, what you are saying, but before responding to the query which you have raised, I would like to give you an information which is coming in right now that Congress party has extended its support to two of the candidates who are contesting in different constituency. One of the former MLA, Angelo Fernandez, who is a former MLA of Kelangut, and other one, Ramkrishna Zalmi. He has also been given support by the Congress party from Parvali constituency. And now, you are absolutely right, the Congress party, which has clearly mentioned the General Secretary yesterday only, that they are not going to ally with any other political party. They are not going to forge any alliance with any other one. They are going for some seat adjustment with some viable candidates. And two of them has already been fined. Today is the last day of filing the nomination. We are hopeful by the evening every situation will be clear from the Congress point of view. Also, if we talk about the other political parties who are in the frame, and the BJP is this time, the third time in a row, they are trying to come back to the power. They are going all alone. This is a setback for the BJP, no doubt in that. The former Sangh Chalak of the Goa Pradesh, Mr. Subhash Velinkar, he has formed his own party, and an alliance has been forged with two like-minded parties, Maharashtravadi Gomantak Party and Shiva Sena. These three parties coming together will make a remarkable number of segment of voters. They are fighting clearly the agenda which these three political parties are fighting for the cause of the local people, like the Konkani and Marathi language. This is the main agenda which these three political parties are carrying together. But what the Aam Aadmi Party is also, as you are saying, a new entrant in the political stream. But which kind of impact it will give in this election is very much interesting. And the chief ministerial candidate of the Aam Aadmi Party, Mr. Elvis Gomes, is a former civil servant here. He is claiming that Goa should be given a special status. This is a new phase which he has coined in this election, and people of Goa, who are saying that the cultural identity, as per the Article 371 of the Constitution, that should be prevailed here. People are Aam Aadmi Party. This slogan is getting some of the momentum, but how much it will be able to garner the support and how vote will be translated, it is a very good question. Everybody is interested to say this.
Absolutely, Ramrindra. Thank you so much for all those updates there. We'll keep coming back to you for more on that story. Meanwhile, a team of Election Commission officials headed by the Chief Election Commissioner Naseem Zaidi will be in Dehradun today to review the poll preparedness in Uttarakhand. Well, during their two-day visit, the CEC and the ECs will meet administration in charge and officers of the enforcement agencies. The Commission will also meet representatives of the political parties. Remember, the state will have a single-phase polling on 15th of February. And the BJP has filed a complaint with the Election Commission against the Congress over remarks made by Rahul Gandhi. Well, the BJP has sought a freezing of the Congress's party symbol and de-recognition of the party. Well, the party has alleged that Rahul Gandhi violated the Model Code of Conduct during the Jan Vedana Sammelan that was held on 11th of January by linking the party's symbol, the hand, with various religious figures. Well, a BJP delegation of Union Ministers Prakash Javadekar, Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi and various office bearers lodged a complaint with the Election Commission on Tuesday. Well, the party has accused the Congress of raising communal tension and seeking votes on the basis of religion. Meanwhile, reacting to the BJP complaint, Rahul Gandhi took to Twitter and asked the BJP not to be scared.
कांग्रेस पार्टी के राहुल गांधी ने जिस तरह का बयान दिया, वो शुद्ध रूप से पूरे के पूरे चुनाव में सांप्रदायिक फिजा घोलने की, सांप्रदायिक हवा घोलने की साजिश और षड्यंत्र है। और हमने मांग की है कि चुनाव आयोग इस पे तत्काल, जहां पर एक तरफ ये करप्ट प्रैक्टिसेस का केस बनता है, वहीं दूसरी ओर स्पष्ट रूप से आदर्श चुनाव आचार संहिता का भी उल्लंघन है और इस पे चुनाव आयोग को कड़े से कड़े कदम और कार्रवाई की जाती।
ये मजहब का भी अपमान है, मजहब का उपयोग है राजनीति के लिए और महापुरुषों का अपमान है और इसलिए इस पर कड़ी कार्रवाई की हमने मांग की है।
And big developing story coming in from Uttarakhand. Well, former Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand, N.D. Tiwari, along with his son Rohit Shekhar, are set to join the BJP today. Well, according to reports, Tiwari wants a BJP ticket for his son from Kumaon region of Uttarakhand. Well, the change is also considered as BJP's attempt to influence a Brahmin vote bank for the crucial assembly elections. Now, 91-year-old veteran Congress leader was remembered as thrice the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh between 1976 to 1989. He was also appointed the Chief Minister of Uttarakhand in 2002. Well, in 1986 to 87, he served in former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi's cabinet as a Minister of External Affairs and has also served as the Governor of Andhra Pradesh. A news from the poll-bound state of Manipur, where less than 6 months after she ended her 16-year-long hunger strike, now Irom Sharmila is trying to change things in a different way. Her recently launched Praja Party will be a contender in this year's assembly polls. Now, while repealing of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act or the AFSPA is her main election prank, her associates also want to raise the issue of corruption and unemployment. However, experts believe that her entry into the poll arena has been quite late.
This year's assembly polls in Manipur will see activist Irom Sharmila's Praja Party as a contender. Sharmila, who has been a mascot of Manipur against alleged atrocities of armed forces in the insurgency-prone state, is trying to adopt a new strategy to attract the masses.
We don't believe in grand shows or grand rallies just to give a very fake buzz about mobilization. We are going door-to-door campaigning. We're sharing our pamphlets with each and every voter that we meet.
Praja Party is focusing on the youth of the state, with almost 40% of the electorate in Manipur between the ages of 18 and 25. These are the youth who are either part of the insurgency movement or are affected by it.
Our first agenda, obviously, is to repeal AFSPA from Manipur. Second thing is Manipur is probably the most corrupt state in India. So we want to get rid of corruption or at least voice the discontent of the people that we are fed up of corruption. That's the second thing. The third thing and very important thing is that Manipur is a very diverse state, and all the ethnic groups and communities, their voices also need to be heard.
The party also wants to address issues like ethnic conflict and disparity in development between the hills and plains. They are also trying to give a regional overtone to the campaign.
We need a political party that would fight for the interest of Manipur, our domestic interest, and not listen to dictates coming down from New Delhi. And we want the people to say, it's time that we take our own decisions in our own hands.
Days before the elections in the state, the party is finding it tough to collect funds. It will be interesting to see how Irom Sharmila impacts voters in the highly polarized state. Akhilesh Suman's report for Rajya Sabha Television.
And that's all in this edition of Verdict 2017. I'll be back with more election news in 5 states tomorrow at the same time. Thanks for watching.